Use this bread and butter play to shred your opponent up and down the field. Coming up next. Hey, this is Full Game Prometheus, the only YouTuber that shows you full games of all the tips and schemes I post on my channel. I'll show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So guys new to my channel, make sure you subscribe button. Also that notification icon so you can never miss an upload. All right, so guys, I want to go ahead and show you one of the base plays, one of the most common plays I'm going to be using out of the West Coast playbook. In particular, the formation Singleback spread. This is a formation I jumped into just a mid-online game. And it was a very, very effective, effective scheme that I put together. I've got the full scheme posted on my Patreon account. So if you become a bare minimum Patreon member, you can have the full scheme. But I want to show you basically the most effective play that I use out of this full scheme, and is one of my probably the play I'm going to call maybe about 50% of the time, just because of the route combinations are very effective and very easy to read. Now, I'm going to go against random defenses. I'm not going to pick a particular shell because I want to try to simulate what you're going to see online, where we're not really you're going to have to make a read after the ball is snapped. But the play we're going to be looking at is going to be slot pivot. And what I like to do is I like to go ahead to get more speed onto the field. So if I got a very fast running back in Jones, he's 93 speed, I'm going to put him in the slot position. Now, if you've got 4 wide receivers, you can always go ahead and switch things up and put stack strong or stack weak, and it's going to put wide receivers at that slot position to give yourself a little bit more speed. But we're going to put the running back here just for the sake of how I like to run this scheme. So the play is going to be slot pivot. Now I'm going to run this against the big nickel defense. All right, so basically what's great about this play is that you can flip the play without giving your opponent any kind of tell whatsoever. So what I like about it is that it provides you the flexibility to see weaknesses on one side of the field or the other and attack those weaknesses based on how your opponent likes to run their defense. Now, one of the things I do too is I'm going to go ahead and max protect, which essentially is a blocking assignment. And as you notice, the running back blocks straight down. He doesn't block off to the left or to the right. And why that's key is that he's going to basically go to wherever the pressure's at, and he's going to have a better read opposed to if he's blocking left or blocking right. So that's one of the things I like about it. Now, the route that is kind of the option route, the route that I'll probably play around with is going to be Perryman's route, which is a whip route. I can actually put him on a slant, I can put him on a drag, I can put him on basically a little hitch route, or I can leave him on the whip and go. Now my progressions are going to be Jones, which is going to be the running back that's actually in a fly route. I'll make my next progression based on how the defense plays Jones to Evans, and then I'm going to look to Goodwin over on the backside with the dig route. So really it's 3 reads. If I'm going to go ahead and get Perryman in the play, if I do a slant, obviously he's going to be a faster read opposed to Goodwin because it's going to take a little bit more depth. But we're going to watch Jones to see what happens with him. And a lot of times what's going to happen is you're going to be able to get an opportunity to go ahead and hit him in the seam. So let's try this again. Now, you see right now I've got a defender that's floating down in a blitzing position. I'm going to go ahead and max protect, provide myself an extra blocker. I can flip the play, and now watch what happens. See how this defender actually carries? This is going to be my read and what I'll be looking for if I get a defender that carries. This is my first read right now. I've got off coverage, so I know I'm going to have that out route if the defender doesn't float into this inside defender does not float into a corner route. I'm going to watch this guy right here. And if he turns his back or he shoves him, I know I can hit this 14-yard out, or this 13-yard out for an easy completion for a first down, especially if it's 1st and 10. Now, what's great about this particular play is that you have the read off the right-hand side, and you actually can complete a nice out off the right-hand side if the defender carries. Now, if you let the guy go to the sideline, you're going to have this area of the field that you can go ahead and attack him in the middle of the seam. And conversely, you've got this deep dig route that you can hit on the backside. So essentially he's attacking people on the inside and outside. So if you've got an opponent that's a lot of cloud flats, these areas of the field are going to be available to you. Once again, you can flip it either side, and it's going to allow you to go and attack your opponent with the same concept on both sides. So this is why I like this particular play, is that it allows me to go ahead and attack my opponent. This looks like it's going to be a blitzer on the left-hand side. So what I could do is I could do a little hitch route, pop that, get an easy little completion underneath if my guy's doing a lot of outside blitzing. Or another option is you just can go ahead and do a drag or a slant route, and that's going to give you an opportunity to pop your opponent inside for an easy completion. So you've got basically the fly route, you've got the out route. It is just a very, very effective play to catch your opponent off guard. He's going to have a hard time shutting it down because it essentially attacks every type of coverage out there. So if you guys want to see the full scheme, you're going to see gameplay of me using this effectively, just going up and down against my opponent with on the field. Just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you want to see the full scheme, you can go to my Patreon account. Just become, a $1 membership, and you can basically see this scheme. I'm going to be working in the West Coast playbook. I really do like this playbook. It's got a lot of unique plays. I'm going to go into the lab and just see how I can expand it. But this is going to be my base formation, base play. You're going to see me using this a lot because I won't even have to touch a lot of the other great formations in this particular this play, because this is so effective and it's so hard to stop. So once again, I'm a subscriber. Thanks for your support. Thank you once again to my patrons for your support, and until next time.